What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today we're talking to Air Jordan 1 Low Rabbit Floral Swoosh. So stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, you'll already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, we're talking to Air Jordan 1 Low Rabbit Floral Swoosh. Alright, man, we're gonna be keeping things very simple over today. We're gonna be answering the basic old questions. Are they drip or skip? Let's just keep it there. Alright, so first things first, these are set to release March 18th to the best of my knowledge, coming in at a retail price of $165, right? Okay, and of course, you know the kid glanced at the resale price and right now look like they're going below retail, averaging roughly about $135 and up, depending on the size, right? Okay, now I thought these was a women exclusive sneaker, but I think these are actually going up to a men extended sizes, but don't quote me on that, but I believe this is a women exclusive sneaker, but again, it's kind of one of those shoes that kind of caught me off guard, and actually as I was scrolling through the sneakers app, I was actually not even about to do a video. I was like, it's not worth talking about, but to be honest, I was like, you know, it is a Jordan 1 Low at the end of the day, and let's just keep it 100. Normally, when we see Air Jordan 1 Lows, and I'm talking Travis Scott specifically, or just Air Jordan 1 Lows in general, we always tend to pay them some form of attention, so I'm like, you know what, let's not just, isolate this shoe and say like, hey, it's not worth talking about, all right? Okay, cool. So I see like it's got a sail bottom here, it also looks like kind of like a gum bottom, and this Floral Swoosh is kind of what's standing out to me the most, right? Okay, because to be honest, had I not did just a little bit of research, I'm like, to be honest, this Floral Swoosh is cool, but to be honest, I feel like the Nike swoosh, you gotta be careful when you mess with it, right? Okay, I know what you're saying, well, Travis Scott flips it around and does XYZ and puts it backwards and it's different, but you can still tell it's the Nike swoosh, right? Okay, even with a Dennis Rodman sneaker, you can tell it's a Nike swoosh, right? Okay, this one at first glance, to be honest, with that being that white on white type of like floral swoosh, it's hard to really catch it, right? Now that I see it, I can't unsee it, but at first glance, to be honest, it's hard to even tell this is an Air Jordan 1 if you ask me, right? Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad shoe or anything like that, but I'm like, maybe one of those, like maybe Jordan Brand them took the risk out on this one, but again, it's a shoe that I wouldn't be surprised to see that it sell out, especially as we're approaching springtime, or I guess you could say we're technically into springtime, and springtime has always been that gray area when it comes to releases, man, where in my area, I'll put it this way, it's not too hot, but it's not too cold, but to be honest, we're about to probably anticipate rain like every other week if I have to go off past history, right? Okay, and I could be wrong, I'm no weatherman, right? I'm just the guy that likes sneakers, but at the end of the day, dope shoe. I like the concept per se, even if it was like we would say this was dominantly for the ladies, I would still kind of put this in a gray area. It's a shoe that, to be honest, after a couple wears, especially in the springtime, I can see a lot of dirt coming up on this, but I don't want to sound like I'm bashing the shoe overall, though. I will say, dope shoe, overall, selective audience for sure. For me personally though, for the kid, if you guys haven't figured out, these will be a skip. It's not a bad shoe, it's just that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we could have incorporated the florals like in another type of way, right? Okay, I get springtime is where obviously we're about to see the flowers start to blossom, right? Okay, I get where the concept and the theory, I don't have to do the research. I can get where the idea came from, right? But at the same time, I don't know, maybe we should have tried it with different colorways. We've seen other batches of like, you know, a Floral Swoosh like rabbit is what I've seen it, right? We've seen other colorways done this where they usually incorporate like a brown or something like that. Maybe it's just a little too much like white and sail for me, right? Okay, so personally for the kid, these will be a skip, but I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section, and we'll be going after these on March 18th, retailing at $165. And of course, let me know if you think they're drip or skip. All right, man, I'm gonna get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I make content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.
I freak out.